Welcome. I'm David Michelson, one of the editors of the Syriac Gazetteer, and this video is an overview of the Syriac Gazetteer. The Syriac Gazetteer is one of the publication modules of Syriaca.org, the Syriac reference portal. You can reach the Syriac Gazetteer through its URL, seen here as Syriaca.org/geo. You can also reach it through the Syriaca.org homepage, as shown here, in a number of ways. You can click on Places, or Gazetteer, or see a list of all the publication modules of Syriaca.org here, and click on Gazetteer. On the Gazetteer homepage, you find a variety of introductory information about the Gazetteer, including a list of the current editors, myself, David Michelson, William Potter, Daniel Schwartz, as well as past editor Thomas Carlson, and a list of the institutional and grant sponsors who've made this project possible. We want to express our gratitude towards them. Once users are familiar with the Syriac Gazetteer, we found that most users find the easiest way to access the information is through either the advanced search, seen here in the upper right-hand corner, or through a simple search box, also here in the upper right-hand corner. I'll return to demonstrate those in a minute, but first let's look at the browse function, just so you can get an idea of what sort of information is in the Syriac Gazetteer. It may take a moment for pages to load. This is due to the fact that there are over 3,000 entries in the Gazetteer. You can see here the browse page is an index of places. You can browse by place names, headwords in the Roman script, which is in either English transliteration or English translation. It's also possible to browse by Syriac script, and in some cases to browse by Arabic script. To be clear, the primary language of the Syriac Gazetteer is English, so every place should have a transliterated name in Roman characters. Most places, when known or possible, will have a name in Syriac characters. Not all entries will have an Arabic headword. On each page, only a certain number can be displayed. You can see you can browse by letter. If we go to the letter N here and look for the city of Nisibis, you can see they're in alphabetical order. Nisibis will not occur on the first page. You'll actually need to go to page 3 of the results to display Nisibis. So remember, if you are browsing, that you'll need to perhaps dig down in deep. It is also possible to browse by transliterated characters for Aleph and I. Let's look now at the advanced and the simple search features, however, because that's the way that many users will interact with the data. So for simple search, we can run a brief search for the Monastery of the Syrians, Dar al-Syrian in Egypt. It may take a moment for the search results to load. And you can see this is kind of a fuzzy search. In other words, the search engine is both trying to match exactly, which it has done as its number one result, but it's also matching on the word dire here, and you can see there's a number. So we recommend this simple search box if you're not sure about the exact name that you're looking for. This will give you one set of results. Should be noted that the simple search box and the advanced search box at the moment have different algorithms, and so will give different search results. Looking over here at the advanced search box, and it's not necessary to clear out the simple search, we can see over here you can search within a place name. So in this case, if you search here, I'll try the name Edessa, the results will be much more limited. This shows only places that have the string Edessa in the name of the place. It would also be possible to search, for example, by Syriac strings or Arabic strings in this box. If we were to put Edessa in the keyword, this will search find not only results where Edessa is in the name of the place, but where Edessa occurs anywhere in the record. So you can see 63 locations mention the city of Edessa in some way. For example, the entry on Osroeni mentions that Edessa is in the Roman province. This mention of a monastery named Mor Abrohom mentions that Rabula of Edessa was there. So this helps differentiate the difference between searching by keyword, which will search across all records, and searching by place name, which limits the search just to inside the place name. Let's look here again at the results for place names containing Edessa. It is also possible to do other forms of advanced search. You can search by attestations. Currently, not many records have historical attestations. This would be the mention of a place name in a historical source. Some records have existence dates. Again, this is a feature that has not yet fully been implemented, but would allow you to limit your search by the date of when the place began to exist or ceased to exist. But one feature that is fully implemented is being able to limit the search by place type. So you can see on the right we have 8 search results, all of which are called Edessa in some way, but they're each in different types of place. So some are a diocese, some refer to a region, some to a church. So for example, if we select church and hit the search button, now we've limited to our search just to churches that have the name Edessa in it. Okay, this gives you an example of some of the features. Let's go ahead and look at individual records, but before we do that, I want to mention one other browse function. It is also possible to look at places that have coordinates on a map. Of course, for the Middle East, where the places are quite dense, it is necessary to zoom in a bit to see these places in detail. But also it should be noted that not all places have coordinates. So only a fraction of the places in the Gazetteer will have a location on the map. Let's go ahead and search again for Dar al-Syrian and look at that as an example of a sample record. So when we look at an individual record page, we can see the following features. The official head word in Syriac and Roman script is here. Next is the URI. This is a very important feature. The URI is a unique identifier assigned to each place by Syriaca.org. If you click this button, it will actually copy that identifier, Syriaca.org/place/360. And you can see that's actually also a URL. So this kind of URI is both a unique identifying number and also a URL that leads you to a web page defining what we mean by that number. In this case, the monastery of Dar al-Syrian. You can see a number of, next you can see a short abstract. In this case, the abstract has a footnote assigned to it, which if we come down here, you can see it's an entry in the Gorgias Encyclopedic Dictionary. You can see a number of different names and name variants, each also with footnotes telling you which sources we've identified these names from. The place type that we've already discussed. In this case, coordinates are available, and when coordinates are available, a map will appear. If no coordinates are in the record, then there will be no map. Descriptions, it is possible to have multiple descriptions for locations, and in each case these should come with a footnote describing where they come. It's also possible to have scholarly notes, sometimes talking about mistranslations or misidentifications. Here are a number of buttons that explain sort of the status of the record or allow users to suggest input. And then you can see a number of links. Probably the most important link in this case in the Gazetteer is a link to the Pleiades Gazetteer. This is a separate website from Syriaca.org, which is also a Gazetteer of the ancient world. And so when possible, we've linked our entries to Pleiades. Lastly comes a bibliography of works cited. It is important to explain that the works cited bibliography is not meant to be a comprehensive bibliography about the place. It really is only a limited bibliography documenting what can be the sources of the information on this page. For a more comprehensive bibliography, we of course encourage users to turn to the comprehensive bibliography on Syriac Studies, also hosted at Syriaca.org. Lastly, you can see down here in the footer there'll be information about how to cite the entry. You can actually click on full information, which will show the history of the record. And down below, most importantly, the open access statement. All records by Syriaca.org are licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 international license, as is this video that you're listening to right now, and so can be reused. In fact, it is possible, if we scroll back up here, to view the underlying technical code on each web page by clicking on the button that says TEI XML up here in the upper right-hand corner. And the entire database is available for download on GitHub for those who would like to reuse it in their own digital projects. That brings me to the conclusion of this overview of the Syriac Gazetteer. I refer you to the other videos posted in this series introducing the other publication modules of Syriaca.org, and also a forthcoming video which will describe the linked open data architecture of Syriaca.org publications. Thank you for your time and attention, and please contact us if you have any questions or suggestions.